It is Wootini from GayGamer.net, here with another one of my weekly video podcasts. Many of you may have already heard the news, but for those who didn't, this was a pretty big weekend for me. August 25th is my anniversary. The anniversary of when Frank and I first met, because that's, you know, the only anniversary a gay couple can mostly have. And now that it's legal in New York State, we decided to use our 20th anniversary this year to become legally hitched. So, we went to Washington Square Park, which is where we met. I met him after class. I went to NYU. And last year on my birthday, he proposed to me on the same corner in the park, and so I thought it was only appropriate and romantic that we would get married at the same place. I mean, not at the same place, because that was like, you know, by a park bench, and that's like in the middle of the sidewalk, and that would just be crowded and obnoxious. So we got married over on the grass in front of the trees, where it's a little prettier and out of people's way. But it was a lovely, simple little ceremony. You can actually watch the entire thing. My brother-in-law videotaped it. Unfortunately, the flip cam has really crappy audio, so the microphone is awful. So pretty much, you can mostly just hear cicadas and the beeping of a truck backing up somewhere. But if you listen real carefully, you might hear some vows. Honestly, I was so caught up in the moment that I didn't even know that there was a truck beeping until afterwards someone said, "That truck was so annoying," and I'm like, what truck? I didn't hear a truck. So I clearly was not paying attention to anything else going on around me. But the entire ceremony, it's only like 8 minutes long. That's on my YouTube channel. But I will share the best part with you right here, right now.
By these acts, you have become husband and husband. According to the laws of the state of New York, and the authority vested in me, I hereby pronounce that you are married. You may seal the promise with kiss. Congratulations.
And the best part was, afterwards, when we were taking like the family pictures and everyone was congratulating us and stuff, this jazz combo set up nearby and started playing, and I'm like, everybody's congratulating me, and I'm suddenly like, where's the smooth jazz coming from? And I thought it was really cool. Only in New York would you get a free jazz band to play at your wedding. So, yay for free music! And of course none of that has anything to do with gaming. So let me talk about some video games, to change the subject. This last week, Namco Bandai had a little presentation in New York City of some of their upcoming games, so I went to go check some stuff out, and you can read my articles with some hands-on impressions on GayGamer.net. But the one that I wanted to specifically talk about was Ni No Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch. I still wish that the 3DS version was being brought to America, but I will accept the PlayStation 3 one. That's fine. I really, really, really wanted to play this because I have been dying for it, and I hate that I still have to wait until like the end of January for it, but this way I was like, I can at least play it for like 5 minutes here, and it'll be something. And I can make sure that it is what I think it's going to be. And it is. It's literally like playing a Studio Ghibli movie. The graphics are just beautiful, the animation is lovely, the character design, it's a Studio Ghibli movie come to life that you interact with, and it's going to be fantastic, I can already tell. And in fact, my hands-on time of the game, you can read more detailed impressions in the article that I wrote on the site, GayGamer.net. But that was enough to make me say that I caved. I totally caved, and I went to the Namco Bandai store online and bought the collector's edition. I couldn't not. It's going to be so cool. Just for that book alone, it's going to be amazing. Because in the game, as you defeat enemies and learn spells and gain information, you get pages of a book. So you can view the book in-game, but that's clearly information that I would like to have easier access to. So I'm like, that's going to be maybe a pretty useful book to have, and it won't just be like a pretty art book or a pretty souvenir. That might actually be cool to have to play the game with. So I'm super excited, and I did cave. In America, apparently, you can apparently get the collector's edition online. If you're in Europe, Amazon.uk is selling the collector's edition, but in America, like, you can only get like a pre-order bonus from like GameStop or something. They do not sell the collector's edition. You can only get the collector's edition from the Namco Bandai store. So I caved and I bought it, and then of course I didn't even think. I'm like, shipping? Oh, right. You know, it's not like you're just pre-ordering it and you're going to go pick it up at the store. There is no store to pick it up from. They've got to send it to you. And then I'm like, crap. So then I'm like, well, do I pay through the nose for next day shipping so I can have it ASAP? Or do I, like, cheap out and pay half of that and then maybe wait a week for it? I paid for next day shipping. I'm so ashamed. But I didn't want to wait. I was like, well, I could wait like 2 days. I could get the 2-day shipping or the 3-day shipping. And then I'm like, but you're only really saving a few dollars. So it's kind of worth the few dollars to get it as quickly as possible. Of course, watch nobody be there to sign for the FedEx package, and I'll get the little FedEx slip on my door, or however they're sending it. And I'll get the little slip on my door saying, sorry, we tried to send it to you, but you were not home to receive it because you were at work like a normal person. And then I'll have to still wait a week for it, which is just irritating. But we'll see what happens. I don't know, it's January. Anything could happen between now and then. One last thing was that there aren't any like major console games coming out right now that I want to play. So I'm like, I mean, I did happen to play the demo of Sleeping Dogs from Square Enix, and it was actually really cool, and I kind of enjoyed it. So that's something that I'm now interested in, but I'm not going to go out and spend $60 on it. It wasn't that amazing that it's not like Ni No Kuni where I'm like willing to shell out for a collector's edition and everything, and I want it like right this second, but I have to wait for that. With Sleeping Dogs, I'm like, oh, that looks good. So, but I'll get it like later when it's like used and cheap and whatever, on sale, whatever. And even though, and this is so sad, and I know that this is, I know I'm not the only one who does this. More of you do this. It is not just me. I thought, oh, let me go back, maybe I'll play some more Skyrim, maybe I'll finish Dragon's Dogma, maybe I'll go play some more of this. There's a bunch of games that I've never finished. And this is the perfect opportunity for me to go and finish them. So, how come when I went into GameStop this afternoon with the intention of purchasing SingStar, because it was only $6.99 and it has like 30 songs on there, so I'm like, at least half of the songs are songs I'm going to want to sing. So I'm like, it's only $7. That's a really good price. It's cheaper than if I bought them as DLC for the game. I will enjoy singing some new songs in SingStar. Unfortunately, a couple shelves above it, I see this. I see Infamous 2. Obviously, I bought it. It was used, dirt cheap. I really liked Infamous when I got it for free from Sony as an apology for, you know, their screw-up. So I'm like, I'm sitting here going, why did I buy Infamous 2? When am I going to finish these other games? Why am I compelled to buy new games and not finish the ones that I already have? I don't understand. I guess I just want new experiences. I don't know. But I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of you do it too. And a lot of you have unfinished games sitting on shelves that you mean to go back to and never do. I'm not alone. So, leave me in my shame. I will see you next week. Goodbye.